Do you want to gamble with your health? If you're not looking at your brain and you're not looking at your body and you're only using tips and tools from books and tapes and coaches, it's kind of like meditating and there being a house fire. You're going to continue to meditate. You're going to get out of the house, at least I am. If you saw what your brain is doing, could you be more productive? $300 billion is wasted on stress and anxiety and healthcare costs. I've spent the last 20 years looking at the mind and the last 11 years looking at the brain. And I want to tell you that we're doing it wrong. Not all the way wrong. We've got one of the three parts we need to understand the mind-brain-body connection. The field of psychophysiology is where I am coming from. We look at the mind, the brain, and the body. The mind can trigger the brain can trigger the body, and then we can look with equipment at what your body's doing when you're relaxed versus when you're stressed. And you can actually see with your own eyes what your insides are doing. Like when you take your temperature or you check your heartbeat. This is biofeedback in action. You've all done this, it's not scary. Put one hand on your abdomen, put one hand on your upper chest, and feel where the breath is. 9 out of 10, it's going to be in the upper chest. That means we get less oxygen in our lungs and we give less oxygen to our brain. When you breathe in more oxygen, you then tell your body, I'm taking control of you. Remember, thoughts trigger brain, trigger body. Spirituality and mindfulness is an excellent tool. I want you to imagine trying to be mindful in a building. It's quiet, you get into your state, and suddenly you smell smoke. That is your fight or flight response kicking in saying there is a danger. Our body locks up, our heart races, we sweat. But since I've studied the physiology angle at the doctorate level now, I understand that not only do you get the racing mind and the cold hands and the shallow breath, which gives you less oxygen to your brain, but your brain also takes a little break right when you need it. So doctors are guessing on symptoms and your brain is taking a break when you need to use it. Traditional medicine, as you know, you're handed a pill. Pills have side effects. There's also 7 different patterns of anxiety alone. How do you know which one you're getting? How do you know if the pill is going to work for you because no one's looking at your brain? The prefrontal cortex is one of the things that we look at the most. And it is where we make decisions, our impulse, judgment, planning, analysis, reason. If you shut that off because of fear, how productive are you going to be? Now this enters the corporate world. How productive are you going to be in your relationships? It enters your family world. Are you going to maybe post something on Facebook and get canned because you weren't using your prefrontal cortex? We all have these fearful things, and when we live in it, we don't know we're in it. So do you want to play the odds of going off your symptoms? Do you want to look at the root cause and find out what's going on in your brain? My business was founded on a quote by Einstein. Problems cannot be solved with the mindset that created them. You're now all in trouble because you have a new mindset. You can't go back out this door and say, well, drugs are the only thing. 60% of the people that have anxiety are not being treated. My method, it's not a treatment, it's a training. If you learn how to self-regulate your brain and your body and your mind, you don't need a treatment anymore. Stop depending on a pill. Ditch the pill, learn the skill.